Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
everyone.
My name's Sarah,
My name is Estella.
and we are with the Office of Ceremonies and Events. Welcome to our Commencement 101 tutorial, where we will share with you all things commencement related. Please keep in mind that we are 18 days away. Am I on the right number, Stella?
Something like that. I mean, it all depends on when they're watching this video. So,
Sure. So we're getting really excited for you guys. We want to just make sure that you guys are all prepared for the day of commencement. And so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. First and foremost, we want to say congratulations. We are so excited to host you guys for this amazing celebration. It's such a celebratory time, and we just want to be the first to get excited with you guys and celebrate. So, just to start us off, oftentimes we hear both of these terms, and oftentimes they can be confused for one another. Graduation, to be clear, is the completion of your academic degree. Commencement is the ceremony. So, when we are talking about the two, that is the difference between both. If you have not done so already, please, please, please do that as soon as possible, which is purchase your regalia. The university bookstore does have some items of limited supply on site. If you have not done so already, please reach out to them, and or you can also choose to purchase from an outside vendor. Please keep in mind that regalia is required to walk the stage at commencement. To participate in commencement, you need to have a black cap and a black gown. Senior pictures, you can get in contact with our vendor Grad Images, who will be here on site May 5th through the 8th, 10 a.m. to 6 in the LSU, rooms number 324 and 325. Please, if you do have your regalia, bring that. A lot of times the regalia is personalized as far as your major or, I love you, mom and dad, shout out or whatnot, whatever kind of extra sashes you have that you want to be portrayed in your photos. They also will have some kind of basic regalia on site should you possibly forget that. So they will be in the ballroom. I'm sorry, not in the ballroom, in LSU. And they are waiving the seating fee. So you can go ahead and go and sit down, take your photos. And then if you choose, you can purchase packages from there. And then I will hand it over to Estella as far as the day of commencement.
yeah. So again, very excited to be able to celebrate this milestone and important moment for all of you. The information we're going to share with you now is going to be very specific to the day of commencement. So bear with us. It's a lot of information. A lot of the information that we'll be sharing with you today is information that we ask that you also share with your guests and loved ones. So let's get right into it. We expect all students, graduating students, to arrive 90 minutes before the start of your ceremony. So, yes, folks, for those of you that are graduating at 9 a.m., you are expected to be on site at 7:30 a.m. For those that are graduating at 1:30, you are expected to be here by 12 p.m. And for those of you graduating at 6 o'clock, your expected arrival time is 4:30. In addition to that, gates do open 90 minutes before for your guest. So they will also be able to access and enter the venue 90 minutes before. Parking is free. So that's great. Parking is free on all of the lots, both here at Cal State Dominguez Hills side, but also on the Dignity Health side. In addition to having free parking lot available to everyone, we highly, highly, highly encourage and ask that you share the address below with all of your guests. So we want to make sure that our guests park and lot in the Dignity Health side. So you would give them 18400 Avalon Boulevard. Now, you as the student, the person participating for commencement, we would encourage you to park on the Dominguez Hill side, ideally lot 6. Again, be flexible, give yourself enough time because you may be routed to a different parking lot. But again, ideally, you will be parked in lot 6. That is the closest parking lot to the track and field where you'll be staging. So, walk the big picture. So, this right here, that box that you see in red, that is lot 6 here at Dominguez Hills. So, ideally, that's where you'll be parking. Um, and then the box in yellow is the track and field. That is where you will go and line up and check in upon arrival. So, Sarah, how long do you think that walk typically?
It says 6 to 8 minutes, but keep in mind with my friends in heels, you might add a few minutes onto there as well as a little bit more painful of a walk. Also, keep in mind it is downhill, downhill on the way there, uphill on the way back. And that is assuming that you do park in lot 6. Again, please be advised that in between ceremonies, it does get quite congested. So just be patient with our parking attendants and just anticipate about a 6 to 10 minute walk.
Yeah, yeah, very, very true. So again, lot 6 is relatively big. So depending on what end of the lot 6 you park, give yourself enough time and it is quite a walk. All right. So you've parked, you've made that walk. That walk will be you will have some signage, so there'll be some balloons guiding you and helping you to make sure that you know where the path is and where you're going. Upon arriving to the track and field, again, that box in yellow, you will be going through security. So we will have security on site. Uh, Part of the security, they will be enforcing the clearback policy. You all will be receiving an email with that information. You are also welcome to visit the Dignity Health site and look at their prohibited items to look at the sizes required for the clearback policy, but it will be enforced. And that enforcement is not only for you as the student, but also for your guest. This is the information you want to make sure your guests are aware of. Um, so upon arrival, you'll go through security for that clear bag policy, you will very likely be asked to not have your gown on. You'll go through some metal detectors, and then you'll see the track and field with quite a few tents. The tents will be labeled, it'll be in alphabetical order, and then we ask that you line up to those tents and check in. Upon check in, what are they getting, Sarah?
Upon check in, you are going to get your name card. This is the name that will be called when you do cross the stage. You do have an opportunity to edit that name card if you so choose to. And you will also be receiving your alumni pin because as a graduate, you will be joining the alumni community.
Yeah, thank you. And then right after that, you will be asked to go and line up with your major. So, folks will be there helping you and guiding you through this process. You're not alone. Most of our volunteers, all of our volunteers, will have a commencement volunteer t shirt. Those are the folks that you can ask any questions. But yes, you will be lining up according to your major. There will be signs relatively large where you'll be able to find that. Once you're within your major, it doesn't matter if you line up in alphabetical order. You can line up with your friends. All we do ask is that you stay within your major.
And just to mirror what Estella said earlier regarding the clear bag policy, any questions regarding details as to what can be in those bags, please refer to Dignity Health. We are simply following their rules. So we have no say as to what's in it, size of, wallets, things like that. If you can bring snacks or not, please refer to the Dignity Health website for any and all details regarding that.
All right, we can't emphasize this enough. Um, plan for comfort. we highly, highly, highly encourage that you plan for comfort. Wear comfortable shoes. As Sarah mentioned, that walk from lot 6 to the track and field, although it's probably a 6 to 8 minute walk typically, uh, in addition to that, the excitement of commencement, running into your friends, you're on your feet for a very long time. So just dress comfortably. It's our suggestion to you. Dress according to the weather. Just monitor the weather. Sometimes we get really hot days. We are outside in the elements, so you will be under the sun for the entirety of the time. So just be mindful of that. You are wearing a black gown, so we want to make sure that you dressed according to the weather and you stay hydrated. So please, please stay hydrated.
And with that, there will be water stations on site, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so another question that we get asked fairly often is accessibility. The venue is accessible. So upon entry, there are ramps that are accessible. There's also accessibility seating on the main concourse. As mentioned earlier, gates do open 90 minutes before the start of each ceremony. So if your guests do need special accommodation, those are on a first come first serve basis. So we ask that they prepare for that accordingly. There's also an alternative and another option, and that is renting a private suite. There is a 5 person minimum requirement, and it's $75 per person. If you are interested in this, you can contact Dignity Health directly, and they'll be able to help you in securing a private suite. Otherwise, again, just plan accordingly. We can't emphasize this enough. When you talk about commencement or when you think about commencement, you need to think of it as a sporting event or a concert. You will be entering a sporting venue. So the amount of traffic, the amount of human traffic and foot traffic and vehicle traffic, it's significant. It is significantly impacted. So plan accordingly. You will be lining up for a while, you and your guest. They will also have to go through security upon entering the venue. So just keep that in mind. The fun stuff. Um, Prohibited items. So again, we can't emphasize commencement. It is a very fun celebratory time. It is a time where we get to celebrate you and your accomplishments. And so we want to make sure that that is still the highlight of the day. But with that, there are some limitations in how we can do that. So no beach balls. We those will not be allowed. What that would cause is a disturbance in the ceremony, and it would be put on hold, and you don't want to be there any longer than you have to. So beach balls will not be tolerated. This one's for you and your guest. No umbrellas. Again, I do understand that we will be out in the element and we will be under the sun, but no umbrellas are allowed into the venue. A number of reasons, but the most obvious is obviously we don't want to obstruct anyone's view. Um, and then I'll connect the other one with confetti. So no poppers, no noisemakers will be allowed in the venue. Anything else, Sarah, that you want to make mention of?
Yeah, keep in mind, this one's not so obvious and yet still important. You guys cannot bring in balloons, nor can your guests bring in balloons. We've seen year after year, people have to tie them to a fence. They're left outside for any and everyone to take, and when guests return, the balloons are gone. They will not allow them in the stadium. Please, please, please leave them in your car or at home. Um, and yeah, again, it's just an obstruction of view for guests. There is no smoking allowed in the venue. That's no vapes, no nicotine, no cigarettes, as well as this reference to the horse and all the little pigs and stuff like that. That was a commencement in Florida, somebody brought their emotional support horse to the venue. So there will not be any exception to any wildlife whatsoever. So please as well leave those at home. Another thing is they will not allow any type of noisemakers or air horns or rattles or anything like that. And then I guess the most important one would be no alcohol. It is not allowed in the stadium. It is not allowed in your personal belongings. It is not allowed on your person. If we see that you are much too intoxicated to participate, we will ask that you sit out. And we really, really, really don't want to do that. There's so many people that have come for you to come see you walk that stage, and we want to be sure that you have that celebratory moment, after all these years of hard work. So please, please, please leave it at home. We will ask you, as a warning, just to kind of sit down and sober up. If we see that you are unable to do so, then you will be asked to leave the premises. So those are some things that are prohibited. And then after the ceremony, please party at home. Don't hang out in the parking lot. Just keep in mind, too, you as a graduate will be deferred to a different parking lot, most likely, than your guests. And those parking lots are quite a distance from each other. So the opportunity to meet will be quite treacherous. So we do ask that you meet at home, meet at your reservations, at your restaurant. There are 3 ceremonies per day, 6 in total. And the turnaround time for us is a very, very small window. And to be respectful of our guests who are exiting as well as our guests who are entering, we ask that you help us with this seamless transition.
And again, just along the lines of guest, it's important to note that we will be live streaming your ceremony. All 6 ceremonies will be live streamed, and they will be live streamed through YouTube. So closer to commencement, we'll be sharing that link. The link will also be, or the video will also be available on our main CSUDH homepage and also on the iToros app. So I know that there might be some loved ones that are probably in a different country, or may not be able to make it to your commencement ceremony. So this is an opportunity for them to still be able to witness that moment of you crossing that stage. So make sure you do share that live stream link with your loved ones.
And as Estella mentioned, the commencement app is on your iToros mobile app. That is through the app that you already have. You can just use a separate user experience. You can select student, and this will give you up-to-date information regarding your ceremony, whether it is a change in the weather and you are suggested to dress in warmer clothes, or there's some sort of traffic incident and there's an alternate route that should be taken. So these will just give you up-to-date notifications. You and your guests can use this. So please tell your family and friends as well.
And then
And
tag
then,
us and follow us on social media. We are most active on Instagram. So you can follow us on Instagram at CSUDH Commencement. Leading up to commencement, we'll be sending out a lot of this information that we've already covered. Another reminder about prohibited items. And then we'll be reminding you guys where to stage, where to line up, what's accepted, what's not accepted. Something that we didn't quite mention, that I want to make sure that we let you know is that no water bottles will be allowed. That's for you and your guest. So do not bring any water bottles. Again, be mindful that there is a walking distance from the lots to wherever you're going to either enter the venue for your guest or you lining up. So plan accordingly. Leave most of your belongings and personal items either at home or in your vehicle. But we'll be reminding you that, and we'll do that through social media. So if you don't already, make sure you follow us on Instagram.
yeah, and then thank you for mentioning that, Acela. I wanted to also mention that please be mindful that any belongings that you do bring, um, think of whether or not they are valuable, because when you do get up to cross the stage, um, you would have to leave those items behind. So if there is anything of value, please don't bring it. Again, leave it in your car. Just be mindful of that.
Yep. So again, we are looking forward to celebrating with you and your guests on this very important occasion, um, and excited to be able to celebrate with you all.
Thanks for joining us, you guys.